Hey, squad. Welcome back to the Squad Podcast, where we are always fighting for her, our healing, our evolving, and our reclaiming. I'm your host, Coach T, Coach Tasha Moore, and I'm so excited to be here again, as always, with y'all. We're going to get into an episode that I feel like will resonate with us all, that we've all been through this or been in this place, the waiting room. Maybe not in the natural, at the hospital, or any of those things, but the waiting room of life. When the waiting room that stretches us, and I believe every single one of us has been there. It's where the things you've prayed for, you've obeyed, you've asked for, and you've done all the things, but nothing seems to be working the way that you would like for it to in the season. And what if it's not delay or punishment, but what if it's preparation? Y'all, let's get into it. Hey, squad. Welcome to today's episode. I'm so excited to be back with you. I know we're doing bi weekly, but your girl just got back from Jamaica. I had an amazing time, so much fun. The people were awesome. I'm so thankful that I got the opportunity to go, spend a few days in Montego Bay, and I'm so thankful that we were able to reset, my husband and I and a couple of friends. So it was a good time, but I'm glad to be back, Mom. Okay. Learned so much from the people there, ate way too much food, but I'm so thankful that I had the opportunity just to go. So, y'all, we're going to be talking about, I feel like people going to cancel me. We talk about faith all the time. I'm a faith girl. I know I'm a God girl, but we don't talk about the struggles in faith and waiting, because seasons change, things happen, God shifts things. And what do we do when we're waiting and we're struggling? Because I know for me, that was a real thing, like in my waiting season. And even now, when I'm waiting for things, I've prayed for things, I've asked for things, and they don't happen according to Tasha's timeline. What do we do with that? All right. So I want you guys to understand that frustration and waiting is normal. Okay. First, let me check in with you. How we doing today? Hopefully you've reached the goals, done the things. If not, it's okay. We did it. We're going to give ourselves a big old hug. If we didn't, it's okay. We're going to clap it up, clap it down. New day, new start, get going. Okay. In Jamaica, they say every day is an amazing day because we're alive. I'm with it. Y'all see, I still got my vacation nails. Okay. I'm with that. And so the thing about faith is believing and doing, and it sounds easy until it asks you to stand still. That was a nugget right there, y'all. It sounds so easy for us to be able to do until faith says, I need you to take a pause. I need you to wait a minute. And we know that God's promises are his promises, yes and amen. But we struggle sometimes with his timing. I'm going to raise both my hands and say that. I struggle sometimes with his timing and me having to wait when his timing doesn't match what I want. And so the waiting room is where our expectations and God's purpose for us collide. Yeah. Ouch. That one hurt. All right. So I'm going to give an anchor scripture for us today. And I love the story of Abraham and Sarah. It's one that I love to read. I read it over and over again. And so God promised Abraham and Sarah that they would have a son. But guess what, y'all? 25 years passed before Isaac came. This story reminds me so much of delay doesn't mean denial. That just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't. And that in that pause, we're being developed. Our patience, our wherewithal, our tenacity, all the things are being developed. And so sometimes we don't see it as that. We just think it's punishment. He's not going to give it to me. It's not going to happen. And so for them, it was 25 years after he promised them that they would have a son. The promise didn't expire just because time passed. So the first question I have, where in your life do you feel like God has paused you? Don't answer now. Think about it. I know there are things that come to my mind for me. Where have I had to pause? Can you imagine Sarah wanting a child for 25 whole years, praying, asking, and finally coming to the point where it's like it's not going to happen? 25 years later. 25 years later, y'all. We don't want to wait a month, a week, a day. 25 years before the promise of Isaac came to be. So, what are you going to talk about today? The first thing I want to share with y'all is that we got to reframe. Y'all know I'm all about a reframe. We got to reframe waiting as development and not delay. Just because you're waiting doesn't mean that it isn't going to happen, that it's delayed, it's not coming, it ain't going to be. We got to stop thinking that. And so, the scripture that I think about for that is James 1 and 3. James is writing to people that are under pressure, that feel like we're being tested. But the truth about testing is that it produces perseverance. Real faith is proven when life doesn't line up the way we want it to. Waiting refines us and refines what we say we believe as God grows and guides. We sing the song, I want to be tried like fire, purified. take whatever you desire. Y'all, listen, we sang it, but do we mean it? When we really are being put through the fire and the test of waiting and feeling like this is not going to come, it's refining us. It refines what we say we believe when we say we believe it. Waiting, the truth about waiting is it develops discipline. So many of us don't have it. We don't have discipline. We're here, there, all around the square, as I like to say. We'll do things long enough for us to get the goal and then we stop. Yo, that's not discipline. Discipline is consistency over and over and over and continually showing up, continuing to pray, continuing to believe. But we get inconsistent. Why? Because we're frustrated at the timeline, which his timing is not ours. Ours is not his. And so you learn consistency in the waiting season. We should be learning the three C's: consistency, contentment, and clarity in the quiet. I get some of the best things, the most special things. I get topics when I'm quiet, when I'm in my car driving with no music on, no nothing on. It's just me and God. Y'all, I get some of the best things that I'm like, oh, that's a good nugget. I got that. If we can trust the pause, so we should be learning consistency, contentment, and clarity in the quiet. Because if you can't steward the pause, you won't be ready for the promise. I'm going to say it again. If you can't steward the pause well, you won't be ready for the promise that comes after that. We want things and we want them, and nothing wrong with wanting them. But the truth is, sometimes we want them before we're ready for them. And then what happens? We get it and we mess it up. And then we're like, oh, God shouldn't have gave it to me. No, you should have stewarded it better. And that waiting season is a part of stewardship. We want to skip that part and just get the thing. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've asked for things and I'm like, okay, it's going to happen. And it gets like right here and then it gets snatched away. And I would want to be disappointed, but I have learned I'm not ready yet. Even though I feel ready, there are still things that he is refining, purifying in me. This conference that I'm having in February, man, people kept telling me years ago, you need to have a conference. You need to have a conference. I was like, huh? And then I was about to, and then I was like, you know what? I'm a pause. God, I just felt like, no, I wasn't ready. I wasn't stewarding the pause well at all. I wasn't laying at his feet saying, God, what would you have me to do? It's like, oh, I could do this, I could do that. And there was nothing wrong. I could have done all those things. But the question always becomes, should I do those things? So if I'm not stewarding the pause, how am I going to steward the promise? Story. David was anointed king long before he ever sat on the throne. Those years of him hiding, ducking, dipping in caves, running from Saul, y'all, that was his leadership training. God was shaping him and perfecting his character before he ever gave him a crown. Some of us get so consumed with wanting a crown, we skip the perfecting part of it. Y'all, that was his leadership training. Dipping and dodging, sitting in a cave in solitude, just being able to hear the voice of God. Some of us have so much going on and it's so loud, you couldn't hear him if you try. He's trying to talk to you and you got everything under the sun. I got to do this. I got to do that. You know what I learned in Jamaica? My life is so hurried. Those people are so chill. It's ridiculously crazy. No worries, man. I'm sitting, the little guy's running late to pick us up. We're going to miss our flight. No worries. It'll be here right on time. Y'all, it was there. And we got to the airport. We had other stops we had to make. I'm sitting in there like, oh, it wasn't a soul in that airport when we got there. If I didn't take away anything except a couple pounds because I ate a lot, my biggest takeaway was that it will work out the way it's supposed to, man. Man, I learned that. They are so laid back and chill. I was like, okay, all right. I need to slow down sometimes. Y'all saw this beautiful hummingbird while I was there. I'm usually so rushed and so hurried. I never would have seen that bird. And it flew like, and I was like, ooh, and I don't do birds. So I was like, and then I looked, I was like, I think that's a hummingbird. Because it had the long little beak and it was eating up nectar out of a flower. I was like, that's a hummingbird. I actually got a video I'm going to be posting. I was like, oh my gosh. But had I been the normal Coach T, Tasha, running around like I was losing my mind, I would have missed it. Number 4, waiting strengthens our intimacy with God. It does. There's Isaiah. He was talking to people that were tired, y'all. Them people was like, listen, them people were weary. They was like, you know what? We tired. The word wait in Hebrew means to expect and trust. So when we wait, we're not just standing still. We're leaning in. My grandma used to sing a song that said, they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. Waiting on the Lord will renew our strength because it invites us into deeper intimacy with Him. Because we're waiting, we should be listening, we should be quiet, we should be still. When you wait at the restaurant, you sit there until they call your table, tell you your table's ready. And what's funny to me, I live in a city that has a billion restaurants, and there is always a wait in the summertime because we are a tourist city. There's always a wait. Y'all, we will wait for hours to sit and get a meal, but we don't want to wait 5 minutes for the promises of God. I'm talking today. We will wait hours to sit down and eat a meal. I know I have left restaurants, went to another restaurant and wait hours to eat a meal, but we don't want to wait 10 minutes on the promises of a good father. The truth is, you're not stuck, you're being stabilized. And God isn't ignoring you, He's equipping you. He hears our every cry. In the waiting season, He's preparing you for the next, but we don't want to wait on nothing. But we'll wait on some food. I know I will. I ain't even gonna, I'll sit there and wait until they say your table's right. I've done it. I've done it, y'all. Listen, we gotta have faith when everything seems like it's got the final stamp on it. We gotta believe that He's a good father. Y'all, Lazarus, y'all don't know the story. Jesus heard that Lazarus was sick. He didn't rush. He waited. By the time he got there, y'all, Lazarus was gone. The delay wasn't neglect. It was divine appointment. It was his divine timing. Jesus wanted people to see him as not just a healer. He's the resurrection. He could have healed him from where he was. Get up, Lazarus. He wanted people to understand that he is a resurrecting God. So if you feel like I'm forgotten, remember, he's not late. He's on purpose. Do you hear me today? He's a resurrecting God that can take that thing that looks dead, finished, done, and bring it back to life. That's who he is, y'all. And we got to stop pretending and acting like we don't understand and or know that. Y'all, Coach T came from back from Jamaica with a little bit of fire. I'm like, I'm like, what is going on? So I get the question all the time. What do I do while I wait? What do I do while I wait? All right, let me give you some practical things. I'm gonna give you four of them. The first one is stay in position. Don't panic. Man, Jamaica, I was like, they was like, good morning, ma'am. Hand over heart every time they saw us. They was so chill, like, girl, why is you running around here like something wrong? You on vacation. I was like, you're right, I am. So stay in position. Stay with your heart posture saying, God, I lay this at your feet. Not panic all the time. Keep praying. Keep journaling, keep serving, keep having a heart of gratitude. Worship Him in those seasons because that's the language of waiting. We waiting on Him to come back. What are we supposed to do while we wait? Worship Him. Worship Him. That's what we're supposed to do while we're waiting. Worship Him. That's the posture we need to have while we wait. Number two, write it down, y'all. Journaling while you're waiting becomes a blueprint for your next season. Y'all, I'm journaling so much, just things that I'm learning. Like that trip to Jamaica was like, stop rushing. Starting to not rush so I can pay attention to the details of all the things that I'm going through dealing with the stuff. If you need help with that, you can reach out to me, DM me. I have a purpose push toolkit that will help you with some steps on what journaling looks like, what waiting seasons look like. Third thing, surround yourself with people that are going to speak life. Not with people that are gonna say, yeah, girl, I would give up on that if I was you. That ain't never gonna That's not gonna happen. Girl, it ain't happened yet. You sure that's what you're supposed to be doing? Yes, it is. Mind your business. And that's what y'all need to start telling people. Mind your business. It's a complete sentence. Mind your business. I said it. Our faith sometimes leaks out in isolation. We get so downtrodden. We get so discouraged, so isolated. But community multiplies. I'm stronger with my sisters, with my squad when they come alongside me and we're walking through this together. I don't feel so, yeah, I'm still a little sad, but I don't feel down and out when I got my squad with me. Y'all with me? I might feel a little discouraged, but they gonna come and say, girl, pick yourself up, get up and keep moving. That's what we gonna do. We're gonna reclaim all the things the enemy's trying to take from you. We're gonna dodge these arrows together. They're right there dipping and dodging with you, right? Because your faith is more depleted when you isolate yourself, and that's a tendency that we have. We want to sit alone and be alone and just be by myself because we're going through. And there's nothing wrong with a little isolation, but completely icing out the people that are there for you, your community, is not the move. Okay. The fourth thing, y'all stop scrolling for confirmation and looking for people to sit and have a conversation with you. Sit and have one with God. Stop scrolling for people to confirm for you. I found myself doing that in rooms like, oh, I hope they call my name to say something to me from God. I could hear from Him for myself. Nothing wrong with I'm not saying that. Hear me when I say it. But I've realized, like, I'm looking for everyone else to confirm what I already know. Why do we do that? The waiting room is not the punishment room, it's the preparation room. Y'all know if I just had a surgery, they put me in the waiting room to prep me, get me ready, hook me up, do all the things, give me medicine, IVs in the foot, and all the places to prepare me for what was next. That's the nugget, and I hope you wrote it down. The waiting room prepares you for the next season. The waiting room prepares you for the operating room in the natural. At the hospital, they put you in the waiting. And my surgery was delayed hours. So I was in there longer than I should have been. Ooh, ooh. That right there. I was in there longer than they said I would have been. Do you hear me? The waiting room is what prepares you for the next season, for the next phase. So instead of asking God, when, God, what, God, how, God, when, God, try asking, what are you building in me, God, while I wait? Journal it. What are you building in me in this season of my life? For me, it's leadership skills as I wait. So instead of asking when, man, I'm so thankful that I didn't host the conference all those years ago. I'm so thankful that it's in this season now in my life because I've learned so much about leading people in these last couple of years. And I need that now, y'all. I need it now as I have this conference, as I walk into rooms and spaces and places. I'm able to come from a place of I sat and I waited and I listened and I did my best to steward my wait well. And so, hear me, I understand that the waiting room can feel like such a lonely place, but I promise you without a shadow of a doubt, I know that the waiting room can seem like such a lonely, isolated, desolate place. What I can promise you, because I've seen it done in my own life, is that delayed does not mean denial. It means you're being developed. It means you're being strengthened. It means you're being stretched. It means you're being shaped for something bigger than you. My prayer was simply this for women to be seen, heard, and understood. That was my heart. I just wanted women not to feel alone like I did so much of my life. That was the prayer, y'all. It wasn't God, give me a podcast. God, let me do none of that. Never, never. And I still don't pray for that. But he brings me to it. I didn't pray I want to host a retreat. No. I didn't pray I wanted to write a book. No. I didn't pray I wanted to host a podcast. No. I prayed that I wanted to walk in freedom and not be angry and bound and in bondage anymore. And then I prayed, God, I want to help women not feel alone and by themselves. In my season of raising my youngest two, a year and a half apart, y'all, I felt so alone because there wasn't any, none of my friends were stay at home moms. It was just me and my girls. That was an isolating season, and I isolated myself even more. My girls just became my all in all. And I'm like, okay, I needed to love them, but I needed to love me too. And so I never prayed for any of this. I didn't pray to be a realtor. I asked God what was next. And that's what he said. So, what am I saying to you? I'm saying to you that all the things that he's bringing to you, and when you're delayed, and y'all, it was years. And then I came into real estate thinking I should have started it so many years ago. I'm late and behind. Man, he opened doors I never even imagined and or saw. And I didn't pray for them. Leadership role, ALC, all the things. I didn't pray for any of that, any of it. I am thankful for all of it. But what I'm saying to you is I ain't prayed for it, y'all. And so you're being shaped for something bigger than you imagine. I never imagined having a podcast. Never. I never imagined hosting even a retreat, let alone a conference, inviting 200 women to come alongside of me and spread the good news and name of Jesus. Inviting 200 women to come in and get poured into so that they feel seen, heard, and understood. My staff know what is the goal for women to feel seen, heard, and understood from the time they walk in that door till they get back in their cars to go home. Don't be weary while you wait. I did my makeup today, got me on here crying. To the sister that feels like I've been waiting for so long. Paris wait was 25 years, y'all. Well past childbearing ages. The doctors today would have been like, there's no way. If this episode is speaking to you, I want you to share it with another woman that you know it will speak to too. Someone that's in the waiting room and they're panicking. What we gonna do? But no worries. God you better than you could ever have yourself. The love that he has for you, the things that he is making and doing in you, is changing you. You know the space between the promise and the proof. The season that you prayed for, you've obeyed, and still nothing's moving. That's the waiting room. And it can feel like the hardest place to hold our faith. But what if the season isn't punishment? What if it's preparation? David was anointed as king. He didn't wear the crown for 15 years. Those years of hiding in caves, running from Saul, being rejected, God was detoxing distraction. David had to learn discipline and leadership so that he could carry the throne. So don't confuse hiding with being forgotten. Don't confuse him hiding you with being forgotten. Sometimes God hides you so that he can heal you. I know that the waiting room can feel lonely, but I promise God is still working. The delay doesn't mean denial. It means that you're being developed. You're being strengthened, you're being stretched, and you're being shaped to something bigger than you prayed for. Trust his timing. Know that he's preparing you, and what he's preparing you for will require a little bit of maturity, and you're gaining that right now. If this episode spoke to you, share it with another woman who is in her waiting season. Make sure that you subscribe, hit that button, and don't forget to grab your Purpose Toolkit through the DM, or it's available as well on tashamore.com. Remember, you are always fighting for the best version of yourself. You are always fighting for her. You're healing, you're evolving, and you're reclaiming. Y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I hope that this episode resonated with you. Don't forget to download it and share it with somebody. I'll see y'all later. Bye.